In astrology, we give extreme importance to the placement of a planet in a particular zodiac sign, right? But do we understand that with each rising sign on the eastern horizon at the time of birth of a native, it's the sign which keeps changing and not the house. And it's the same zodiac sign which decides the general outlook towards life or the life path in general of a native as per the ascendant of a native, right? And that is why in astrology it's extremely important to understand that with each different rising sign, different sign is rising in a different house in a horoscope, which is setting up a foundation for a native when it comes to understanding the basic inclination towards a specific aspect of life that is defined or that is represented by that house. So we are starting a brand new series on understanding some of the exceptional basics of astrology, that is what happens when a particular sign is placed in a particular house in your horoscope, and how does it impacting the particular aspect of life that is defined by that house, and what type of flavor that zodiac sign is adding into your life and personality, and how we can get better at those things by learning and unlearning certain things in with respect to that zodiac sign according to that house, and what type of results can we expect and how can we attain the betterment in our personality. So stay tuned till the end to know what does it mean when a particular sign. In today's video we are going to discuss about the sign of Aries and what happens when the sign of Aries fall in a particular house depending upon the 12 zodiac signs as 12 ascendants, and what type of results we can expect. So without any further ado, let's get started. And as always, if you are new to the channel, then this is Nikita, Vedic astrologer, your star guide, and to stay tuned to this channel and to learn astrology with me, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, hit the bell icon, and do share this video with your near and dear ones, those who love astrology. Aries, always on the go, always enthusiastic, and there is that inner drive and lots of energy to move ahead, to march ahead in life, and that is what the sign of Aries is all about, right? It's the original first house of the Kalpurush Kundali, which is the start of a new life cycle, right? And that is why when wherever the sign of Aries falls in your horoscope, the significance of that house, regarding that significance, you will see that you have an innate desire to initiate new beginnings, to lead, to set a new unique example in front of other people regarding the aspect of life or the significance of even a planet placed in the sign of Aries. And that is what the sign of Aries does. It gives us a lot of boost of energy to that inner drive to get things going in life. One carries a sense of individuality and a drivenness in the significance of the areas of life represented by the house where the sign of Aries falls in your chart, and that is how the sign of Aries functions. And now let's quickly analyze and understand what happens, what type of results can we expect, and what type of base and foundation is getting set up for us, for our life and personality as per the house where the sign of Aries falls in our own horoscope as per 12 zodiac signs as 12 ascendants. When the sign of Aries fall in the first house of your horoscope, that means that you are an Aries ascendant person. It makes you a highly active and enthusiastic person about anything to everything in life. Your energy is infectious, and you have lots of dreams, desires, and aspirations to achieve in life. Sometimes your aggressive and impulsive nature lands you into trouble, but you quickly learn your lesson and prefer to march ahead in life. Your drive and enthusiasm for inventing new paths is what sets you apart from other zodiac signs. and other personalities. Usually, you prefer taking life head on and move with a sense of enthusiasm and a dynamic nature in any situation of life. You focus more on finding solutions rather than wasting time sitting idle, and that is what makes you unique in life. Overall and in-depth results will be dependent on the planets posited in the sign of Aries or the planets aspecting the sign of Aries. For a Pisces ascendant native, the sign of Aries fall in the second house of horoscope. Your speech pattern carries a sense of enthusiasm, boldness, and you are never afraid or hesitant to express what you truly value in life. You prefer to be straightforward while dealing with your family members as well as your family matters. You are highly protective of your values and your family. Usually, you go beyond the limitations when it comes to protecting what you truly love and value in this lifetime. And that is what makes you a unique person. If other planetary placements are supporting, then this can also show that you are an impulsive person when it comes to saving money. That means that there can be high expenditure and less savings unless and until other benefic planets are impacting this house or the yogas getting formed which are indicating towards more savings rather than more expenditure. Overall indications will be dependent on the planets aspecting the sign of Aries in your second house as well as the planets placed in the sign of Aries in the second house. The sign of Aries fall in the third house of horoscope when a person has Aquarius as their ascendant. For you, being able to take or initiate new projects and tasks with courage and on your own give you a sense of self-worth and satisfaction. Sudden creative ideas might strike in your mind and you love to flow with the sudden flow of energy and make the most of it. Usually, you are the person who is always keen about what inspires them the most, and you act accordingly with that inspiration. You are generally a dynamic person and you don't like to get tamed down or get authoritized by other people and their opinions. You always have a unique outlook towards your own opinions and you are fearless when it comes to expressing the same. The overall indications and results will be dependent on the planets posited and aspecting the sign of Aries in the third house. With the sign of Aries falling in the fourth house of horoscope, it means that you have Capricorn as your ascendant. For you, home is the most comfortable place, most secure place to be jovial, free of worries and tensions in life. You love to have independent opinions within your sanctuary and you express your opinions freely. You expect your family members to do the same as well. You are the one who takes initiatives when it comes to bringing the necessary changes in your life and within your home. You are a strong believer that the true source of energy and the life cycle begins from your home, and that is why you prefer to be lively and have an enthusiastic approach to deal with matters related to your home life. Overall results will be dependent on the planets aspecting and posited in the sign of Aries in the fourth house. With the sign of Aries falling in the fifth house of horoscope, it means that you have Sagittarius as your ascendant. It makes you an highly energetic person and at times impulsive in love, but you are a highly vibrant person when it comes to expressing your love, creativity, or doing something which sets your soul absolutely on fire. It's always better to take up the educational curriculum and courses which truly makes you feel excited and enthusiastic about. And that is when you will do really well in your higher studies. You love big way. You have a habit of giving in a big way as well. And that is what makes you a free, generous-hearted person. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited or aspecting the sign of Aries in your 5th house. With the sign of Aries falling in the 6th house of horoscope, it means that you have Scorpio as your ascendant. There is nothing like impossible in your dictionary. You are a fearless person and usually don't like to get dictated by other people. You maintain your self-respect very well, but sometimes your aggressive nature or actions create some hindrance in your day-to-day life, including the routine activities and schedule which fuels you up from the inside and fulfills your life purpose are advisable to follow in day-to-day life. Overall results will be dependent on the planet posited or aspecting the sign of Aries falling in the 6th house of your horoscope. With the sign of Aries falling in the 7th house of horoscope, it means that you have Libra as your ascendant, full of life and a never dying thirst to live your life to the fullest. This is the type of people you attract in life, while you get asked to remain patient and bring in the harmony in a relationship. You are someone who always keeps the account of addressing the problems and issues in a relationship and being fair and equal while dealing with other people, relationship with your spouse, as well as business partnerships. You are a fearless person when it comes to dealing with other people, and you have a knack to explore the world out there, the unknown, and you are not fearful of taking on the adventures of life head on, and that is what makes you different than other people. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited or aspecting the sign of Aries in your 7th house. With the sign of Aries falling in your 8th house, it means that you have Virgo as your ascendant. At times, you are very stubborn when it comes to letting other people's opinions bother you. You are quick in taking actions regarding your bond with your spouse or in-laws. You want things to be precise, clear-cut, and they should lead to instant results and gratification, because of which you might at times get into some verbal fights quite easily. Hence, avoid doing that. The process of healing for such people can only be self-initiated, and it might take a lot of counseling and self-assurance and self-acceptance in order to truly realize and work on your weaknesses as well as the parts of you which needs healing the most. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited or aspecting the 8th house, that is the sign of Aries. With the sign of Aries falling in the 9th house, it means that you have Leo as your ascendant. It makes you a highly commanding person, at times self-boasting, as well as highly competitive. This is how you pursue your life and your principles. You don't usually like it when others interfere in the way you live. You love to be in a constant energetic flow of self-love, which keeps your morals and meaning of life and your perspective towards life intact. You radiate lots of energy and people get motivated and inspired by the way you lead your life. That is what makes you different than all other people out there. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited or aspecting the sign of Aries, that is your 9th house. With the sign of Aries falling in the 10th house of horoscope, it means that you have Cancer as your ascendant. You know how to claim your excellence and carve your way out at the place of work. in all that you do for a living and for the people around you. Sometimes people get shocked to see the flip side of your personality, which is very energetic, enthusiastic, full of passion and drive for the work that you do. It's always advisable to be working in a field of work that gives you a sense of inner drive, motivation, and inventiveness that will lead you towards great success, name, fame, and reputation in the world out there. The overall results will be dependent on the planets posited and aspecting the sign of Aries that is falling in your 10th house. With the sign of Aries falling in the 11th house of horoscope, it means that you have Gemini as your ascendant. You are like a social butterfly when it comes to networking, socializing, and getting your contracts and business deals sealed. Sometimes argumentative, while at times highly supportive, encouraging, inspiring, intelligent, and inventive. Well, no one has ever got to taste all that you have to offer to the world, and that is what makes you highly unique and insane. Avoid getting into unnecessary arguments within the place of work or people in your network circle, and keep moving ahead with a sense of childlike enthusiasm and a deep quest to learn more and to know more about this world. Overall, the results will be dependent on the planets posited or impacting the sign of Aries, that is your 11th house. With the sign of Aries falling in the 12th house of horoscope, it means that you have Taurus as your ascendant. You get a bit awkward when it comes to relying on someone else, when it comes to solving your inner conflicts and entanglements. You usually don't let other people dive deep into your inner world and prefer to find the solutions by yourself, as you trust your own intuition and inner guidance a lot. Over the years of time period, you learn to address the emotions or your inner entanglements with ease and at a higher speed. This can also make you highly confident when it comes to decoding the hidden code of life and its experiences. Overall results will be dependent on the planets aspecting and posited in the 12th house, that is the sign of Aries in your horoscope.